In 1877, James Lynch grabbed his family and 50 livestock, and they headed west from Denison, Texas, looking for a drier climate to help with the family's health. They found a valley in the Palo Pinto County, and they had heard of the Comanche attacks further west, so they decided to settle there. And James, he like you would when you're settling, he dug a well. And he noticed the water from the well had a very unique smell and taste to it, and he wasn't afraid of it, and they began to drink it. And his family became healthier from drinking this water. And people began to come to this well. In fact, it was what the town would be named, Mineral Wells, Texas. One of those men who traveled there was Dr. Ed Dismuke, and he had an illness, and he began to drink the water, and he got better. And so he decided to open up a company that would sell this mineral water. And they made a lot of medical claims that this water could heal you. And about 150,000 people began to come to Mineral Wells, Texas. 46 hotels were built, including the Baker Hotel, 14 stories tall. The Baker Hotel would also be the first Olympic-sized pool, of course, filled with the mineral water. And every spring and well someone could dig, they would sell those crystals all across the world. Over the next 50 years, people would realize there wasn't that much healing in the well, the water. It did have a lot of lithium, which did help some mental issues. In fact, there was a woman who they considered crazy who just lived at the well, and she drank that water until she was crazy no more. And so they created crazy water. And this water stayed popular until about the 70s. Everyone closed down except for this one well. And then in 2022, they picked it back up. And it's called Crazy Water. It's from Mineral Wells, Texas. And depending on how deep they're getting the water from is what number it is. It has a little bit more mineral taste the deeper that you go. And some of you may also drink from this well. HEB's brand 1877 comes from Mineral Wells, those same wells. And while that's some fun facts about a popular well here in Mineral Wells, Texas, there is a thing called water wars that is taking place. Water is becoming more sought after, and in 2017, water cells passed soda cells. And there's about 4,000 brands worldwide, and they're convincing you that their water is better than their competitors' water. And so you have water that has certain pH balances, certain electrolytes, where it's coming from, springs, glaciers, trying to convince you this water is better. In fact, I would probably guess when you go shopping for water, you have a certain water you purchase now. Maybe you see it up here somewhere. If you like water that's exclusive and expensive, you might like this bottle of water. It's only $6,792 per bottle. There was only 12 made. It's from a glacier deep enough before there was any manipulation or any problem. It's the purest water on earth, so they claim. Beverly Hills was not going to be outdone, and in 2013, they launched 902H2O. And they put hundreds of diamonds on the cap, and they only had 9 bottles exclusively, and you could purchase it for $100,000 for one bottle. They went bankrupt for obvious reasons. No one purchased $100,000 worth of water in one bottle. Now, you may not purchase a $6,800 bottle of water or not be the market for a $100,000 bottle of water, But as of yesterday, here in our area, I was at Alvin's Skate celebrating my great-nephew's 7th birthday, Trace, and I looked at their menu. And I saw on their menu the most expensive item was water. That a bottle of water was $4.50. You could get cheese sticks for $3.50, which I got 2 orders of. And I'm going, man, what is wrong with this world? That is not smart water. Well, it's certainly not bought by smart people, paying $4.50 for a bottle of water. I was talking to my mom yesterday, who remembers as a kid literally going to a well and drawing up buckets of water and storing milk in glass bottles down in the creek because the creek was cold and it kept it cold. I mean, we're just talking 2 generations where no one paid for water, and now we're paying $4.50 for a bottle of water. And it's this setting that Jesus meets a woman at the well. And we are looking at John chapter 4, verses 4 to 42. This is the longest narrative that we have of Jesus speaking to someone and leading them into a saving relationship of salvation. We're going to learn a lot about this woman, but we learn mostly about Jesus and how he models evangelism and how he presents the gospel and what it means and what it is. And this idea of a well is not just about physical water. In fact, the Bible describes what? Our heart as a well. In fact, Proverbs 4:23 says what? Above all else, guard your heart. For what? It is the wellspring of life. That your heart and my heart wants. It wants to love things. It wants to be satisfied. It wants its thirst quenched. And he said, you better guard it. In fact, the Bible teaches that you and I can thirst no more. We can be completely satisfied. Godliness with contentment is great gain. You come into this world with nothing, and you leave this world with nothing. Last week, we looked at the way that Jesus traveled in those first verses of John chapter 4, that Jesus goes to hard places to find hurting people. That regardless of tradition and the racism and the hate, he had to go to Samaria. He had an appointment with this lady. She didn't ask for him to come. And Jesus shows up at this well. This week, we're going to look and really focus on the water. The water. We're going to take these next 5 verses and look what Jesus says about the water. Now, where we left off in verse 10. You remember Jesus answered, if you knew the gift of God and who it is that is saying to you, give me a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water. You remember the scene? Jesus shows up. He's tired. He's wearied. He's sitting on the edge of the well, and he says to her, give me a drink. And she knows this is strange. She knows he's Jewish. She knows the custom. She goes, we don't have any dealings with each other. Who are you? Why are you asking me for this? And Jesus said, oh, if you only knew what? If you only knew the gift. If you only knew the gift of God, what's being offered to you. And if you knew how good the gift giver was. This lady obviously doesn't have a relationship with Christ. She's not saved. And he's going, man, listen, if you had any idea of how good the gift of salvation was and how good God was. And that's where you start with most people. They don't see that salvation, the gift of eternity, is that good of a gift. I'd rather have something else. That doesn't sound like a good life or something I want to have. They don't realize the gift, what God is offering you and I for eternity. And they went, I don't know if God's that good. How can he let this happen or this happen? And Jesus says, oh man, I wish you knew how good the gift was and how good the gift giver was. And if you really knew who I was and you really would have asked and taken me up on that offer, I would have given you living water. And we're introduced to living water. I want to give you 5 things this morning about this water. 1, this offer of this water is a trigger or a taunt from her. She responds in verse 11, the woman said to him, "Sir, you have nothing to draw water with, and the well is deep. Where do you get that living water?" And I love this because when you and I try to tell someone of a better life than the one they have, they will criticize that. They will taunt. They will mock at that. Who are you to say that you have a better life or you know better than me? And so she starts with that criticism, that mocking attitude. Oh, you're going to give me living water? You ain't even got a bucket. And that well is deep. What are you talking about? Living water. Most people will be dismissive, doubt, and diminish the gospel of the good news. It's a part, you can't skip skepticism. Why? You have to engage in these concepts. And most of you were skeptical at first. What do you mean? I just need to receive it. I got to earn it. Everybody knows you earn salvation. Everybody knows you got to be a good person to go to heaven. Everybody knows you got to do more good than bad. And every world religion thinks that way except for Christianity. And he says, no, it's a gift. You can't earn it. It's not by works, no man would boast. What do you mean, just receive it? I just receive it and believe it and I get to go to heaven? If your faith is not getting criticized, you're probably not operating in it. If your faith is so shallow and so safe and comfortable that no one can even notice it, to criticize you for it, you're probably not exercising in it. People are going to mock you and criticize you. That's why in Proverbs chapter 3, we're told to trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't lean on your own understanding. We see Jesus being mocked. No one was more perfect, did more good. He was mocked. Oh, you're a king? They mocked him. Let me put a crown of thorns on your head. Oh, you're here to save the world. Why don't you save yourself and get yourself down from the cross? And they mocked and they spit, having no idea how good the gift was that was being offered. No idea who Jesus really was. And they mocked him. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, for the word of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved is the power of God. Ephesians chapter 3. Do we have that slide? I don't see it. Okay, you don't have it. All right. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we can ask or imagine. See, the issue with most people is that we don't lay down our own limitations. She's saying, you don't even have a bucket, sir. I want to live in that world where when God speaks to you and you have no idea how it's going to happen, but you believe and trust anyways. You don't let your limitations from keeping you from to believe that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than we can think or imagine. And if I remember last Christmas, we gave away, or Bright Night, I think we gave away 10 cars. And I'm just like, man, if Christmas is about the greatest gift coming to earth, what's the best gift we can give somebody? Like, hey, I like the little things they walk in and get this. But man, let's give away some cars. I mean, cars can make a difference in someone's life. If they don't have one, they need a job to get there. I mean, if we're going to be a church and talk about a greatest gift, what's a physical gift we can give so their hearts are open to the greatest spiritual gift? So we said cars. And we had done it a few years before, gave away 1, 2, 3, and last year we gave away 10 cars. And I remember that night, 2 things. One, I remember people saying, we shouldn't do this again. It was like these people all came out here and they wanted this and the sign. But you know what God told my spirit? Hey, next year, let's give away 25 cars for 2025. The cars, they cost about $10,000 a piece, so they can make sure they can last 2 or 3 years. Good cars we can give to people. And let's give away 25 cars. So that's $250,000. Bright Night's like 2 or 3 months away. I ain't even got a bucket. Much less a way to resource that. But I'm believing. And you can laugh, that's fine. I'm used to that. You can mock when we decided to believe great things. You can think of that person in your life that you go, that person will never get saved. And when they say it, you laugh. Go ahead. But somebody's going to believe and pray and say, God, I believe you can change his heart. You can change her heart. God, you gave us the ministry of reconciliation, and I'm going to believe you can bring this thing back together. Her words taunted, but she was thirsty. And people criticize, and it's an opportunity to know that there's still that hole in their heart. Look what she says in verse 12. Are you greater than our father Jacob? It's like, okay, Mr. Living Water, you ain't even got a bucket. You going to give me some living water? Oh, let me guess. Are you saying you're greater than Jacob? Because this is Jacob's well. And I know we're Samaritans and Jews now, but we both know the story. Go all the way back to Genesis when Jacob built this well. Oh, let me guess. You think you're greater than he is? And what is she doing? She's holding on to some heritage, or you're talking religious terms here. You're talking metaphorically. Okay, so you're saying you're greater than Jacob, I guess. Jesus wasn't offering a comparison, but a completion. This idea of eternal life, this idea of water that'll satisfy you for all eternity, was never popular, never really understood when Jesus was walking on the earth. The Jews did not believe in an afterlife, and Jesus is speaking to them, and they asked him, are we not right in saying that you are a Samaritan, you have a demon? Jesus answered, I don't have a demon, but I honor my Father, and you dishonor me. Yet I do not seek my own glory. There is one who seeks it, and he is the judge. Truly, truly, I say to you, if anyone keeps my word, he will never see death. The Jews said to him, now we know that you have a demon. Abraham died, as did the prophets. Yet you say, if anyone keeps my word, he will never taste death. And here's in verse 53. Are you greater than our father Abraham who died and all the other prophets who died? Who do you think you are? Who do you make yourself out to be, big boy? And Jesus looks at them. Truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. There's no other name that a man can be saved. There's no one that can get you God except for Jesus Christ. He is not to be compared. He has come to complete the work. And here she is trying to compare him to the most spiritual, the greatest man of her heritage. Stop hanging on and have some hope. We're doing this home group expo today. And it's how the church started, Acts chapter 2. You meet in homes, you get around food, and you take care of each other's needs, and you're devoted to the teaching and the prayers and the fellowship. No one can dispute that. The church is always grown, and and started out in homes. And when we started this church, we knew we could never have enough classrooms for adults to get together and do that. And so we just said, hey, why don't we just do it like the Bible does it, and we'll just do that part in homes. And I remember our first home group account I went to, we got 9 people together, I think, in a house here in Lewis Lane, and we started home groups. And I'm just here to tell you, it doesn't compare to this. It's so much better. It's so much better. Instead of just shaking hands and be like, hey, how you doing? I'm fine, and keep it on surface level, you can actually get to know people and be transparent with them and fellowship and have conversation and grow. You learn in rows, but you grow in circles. And every year, man, get into a home group. Kelly and I know that you're taken care of here in a home group. If you're not in a home group, you're like a little orphan around here. You know, it's like, I don't know, are they doing good? I don't know. They just come here and leave. They don't have anyone around them. What happens when tragedy comes? And I love every time I go to the hospital, every time I visit someone's house, when something's happened, you know who's already there? The home group. They've already organized the shower. They're taking care of it. That's the way it was designed to be. But let me tell you something. You should hear the excuses every year why someone can't go into a home group. I got 2 favorites. One is, listen, this is a really busy semester for us. We got a lot going on. We're going to be under a lot of stress. So we're too busy to give up a night and do that. Okay, let me get this right. You're going into a very stressful season in your life where you're busy, you got a lot going on. And the thing that you think you should cut out is church. Can I sell you some smart water? Hello! You need it the most! You're about to go through a difficult season! How does that compete? And here's the other one. Man, we would love to get into a home group, but that's the only night we don't have anything. Huh? Yeah, we are so busy with this, and that's the only night we don't have anything. And we certainly aren't going to go to church or a home group when we have free time. Either of those make any sense? Listen, here. If you put something up against Jesus, he will win. Try it. You tell me what satisfies you long term. 13, Jesus said to her, everyone who drinks of this water will be thirsty again. Jesus is reminding all of us that we all have a drinking problem. That we're looking for pleasure and performance and people and possessions. Let me put it this way. I remember someone telling me this, and it kind of stuck with me. They said, hey, what's the first thing? First thing when you wake up, what are you checking? What are you going to? For some, it was their schedule. Like, hey, what am I doing today? For some, it was the accounts, the checking account. What do I have in my account? Did that clear? Do I have investments? What's that doing? Do I feel secure today in that? Some others, they grab their phone. They just want to, did they miss anything that happened in their friend group or social media? Man, I need to exercise. That's the first thing I got to do. He said, always look, what's the first thing that you're looking to satisfy you the moment you wake up? Next, he said, when you fail, what do you run into? When you fail, when we all fall short, when you mess up and you know you did it, what do you run to? What soothes you? What are you looking to numb yourself with? Is it food? Is it exercise? Is it a good book? Is it a good movie? What is it? When you fail, you want to run to. What do you do in your free time? Like, man, if I could just get one day off, this is what I would go do. Does it involve Jesus? When you have free time, what is it you're looking for to satisfy you? And the last one was, how do you want to finish the day? When you think, man, that'd be a good finish to the day if I could just maybe take a long hot bath for 2 hours, which is on my list. What's the point Jesus is trying to make? You can drink it, and it'll satisfy you for a little bit, but you're going to be thirsty again, won't you? Salt water can wet your lips, but it'll wreck your life. We know 70% of the earth is covered in water, and 97.5% of that is salt water. Some of you spend a lot of time on salt water. And most of you know that if you're ever in salt water, what can't you do? Don't what? Don't drink the water. It's too salty. It'll satisfy those lips for a second, but it's breaking down your body. You're going to dehydrate. It's going to be bad news for you. But I'm all around water. And I'm going to just wet my lips. And you do that enough, what? And it will wreck your life. And I'm just telling you, you and I, we drink of things knowing it. This is only going to feel good for a season. And long term, I'm wrecking my life. I love the way the prophet Isaiah said it. Come, everyone who thirsts, come to the waters, and he who has no money, come, buy and eat. It's a free gift. Come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. Why do you spend your money for that which does not satisfy? And why do you work and labor for that which does not satisfy? Jesus continues in verse 14, but whoever drinks of the water that I will give him will never be thirsty again. The water that I give him will become in him a spring of water welling up to eternal life. John chapter 7, Jesus stood up and cried out, if anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink. Whoever believes in me, as the scripture said, out of his heart will flow rivers of what? Of living water. It transforms us from the inside. There's a spring that's gushing up in us. This isn't an external thing. It's satisfaction from within. You go, man, I don't love that like I used to love it. Some of you got out of fantasy football this year. Congratulations. Proud of you. Why? It was destroying your fandom. You actually used to like football, and you had a team you rooted for. And now you go to these fantasy football leagues, and you got players from teams you don't like, and you're spending all the extra time. What's that? Listen, you don't love that anymore. And somebody said, you know what? That's not good for me, okay? I wish the issues were just fantasy football, don't you? There's a transformation that takes place. Do you remember when Jesus' first sermon, Matthew chapter 5, called the Beatitudes? He gives great 8 statements. And he says this, he said, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. He said, oh man, if you'll thirst for righteousness, you'll be satisfied. And I love, just a little theology note here. When Jesus is on the cross, his last 7 statements, one of those statements says, I thirst. And yes, he physically thirsted, but he was talking spiritually. And what was he? He was thinking about what he said back then. What? He thirsts for righteousness, our righteousness, that he who knew no sin became sin so that we might have the righteousness of God. And Jesus said, I thirst. I want to forgive. I want righteousness to come to everyone who believes in me. I thirst for righteousness. And he received that wrath and it was satisfied. What Jesus pours in, the world can't drain out. This is such a beautiful reminder about salvation. Some people, they go, man, I've walked away from the faith. I'm no longer a Christian. You never were. You had a false idea of what it means to be a Christian or to have faith. That if you're truly a Christian, you can't walk away from it. It's the perseverance of the saint. And even better, Jesus can't let go of you. He said, nothing will separate us. If you think you can lose it, it must think you can earn it. And you can't earn it. It's a gift. And when Jesus transforms your life, the world can't take that away from you. Because you've tasted and seen living water. Verse 15, the woman said to him, Sir, give me this water so that I will not be thirsty or have to come here to draw water. Do you see what's happening here? You know, she's mocking, and slowly her heart, but now she was talking about, now she said, hey, give me some of that water. But what's her reasoning? Man, I'm tired of walking over here every day. Give me some of that water. What's she saying? Give me some relief. Now listen to me. Remember, this is a picture of Jesus showing us someone who is going to receive salvation. And she's going to lead her whole village to Christ. And he's given us a picture of what this looks like. And it doesn't stop right here, does it, in her heart? And this is where hey, I'm going to give it all to you. Hey, listen, hey, have living water. Come get it. You're saved. And some people came to Christ. Well, I don't want to go to hell. Come on. You mean all I have to say is I believe in Jesus Christ and I don't have to go to hell? That seems convenient. That relieves me of some stuff. So yeah, I'll come to Christ. And you never had godly sorrow or repentance in your life. You never recognized that you were wrong before you realized that he was right. That it was some kind of Santa Claus giving you something. Hey, yeah, just relieve me of this stress. Yeah, I'll take it. And what we're going to see next week, Jesus is going to reveal her sin to her. All of us try to make our sin not as bad as it is. And she told some half-truths in there, and Jesus said, no, yeah, you're right. You're not married. You've been married 5 times, and the man you're staying with, y'all ain't married. You can't come to Christ without repentance. I want to show you something before we go, and just we can have a moment of humility and honesty. Psalms 34, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. What you and I really thirst for is him, whether we know it or not. We are on well water. Last year, we were really excited. We got to finally build a structure around our well, so we didn't have to go 3 days without water when it froze. But my wife is not a fan of well water. She will not drink it. And I had a guy come out to our house and test it. I'm like, babe, it's good. And she won't do it. And in fact, it's just not this house. She's never drinking water from the well. We got plastic bottles of water, been carrying them around for 20 years so that we could have water in our house, even to brush her teeth. She won't use it. It's like we're in a third world country, she thinks. Now, to her defense, every now and then, our well will get into some gunk. And it looks a little orangey. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I know, and there's some things, sediments, things that happen. And our washer machine will stop working because the little filter in that will be filled with that junk. And I go in there and clean it out. And so sometimes our water looks a little muddy, okay? And there's actually a phrase that says what? Don't muddy the waters. Let's don't complicate things. Let's keep it pure. And some of us know that what we're about to drink for that little satisfaction, we know it ain't good for us. But we're like dogs who return to their vomit, aren't we? And we go, we're going to drink it anyway. Now we got some well water, okay? This looks clear. How do you know it's well water? It's got what? It's got an odor to it. It's got smell. It's got minerals. So you know. And some of you, you're too good for well water. Not saying you, even though I just did. So, and you like drink. Anybody like drinking well water? I'm with you. Give me some taste in my water, okay? You drink some well water. Refreshing. Now, for some of you, it don't look bad, but it smells bad. You know what I'm talking about? When we go to say, it don't look bad to a lot of people, but you know this ain't gonna work out. I remember my wife, I didn't think she sinned. I'm not kidding. Like first 5 years of our marriage, I'm like, does she ever sin, Lord? Like, I felt so inadequate, and she was like so perfect. And then we were at counseling because we always need it, and the counselor looked at Kelly and she's like, are you over exercising or over reading and isolating yourself? And I was like, what? She has problems too. I was so excited. Like my stuff is bad stuff, you know what I mean? I'm like bad. And she's like, you know, he's broken, but you're broken also. You know, maybe you're running to running or that book to escape. I'm like, preach it, let's go. But listen, she's done much better dealing with her sin than I have, and she recognizes that. She goes, you know what, to most people, that don't look bad, but I've got no whiff of where that can take me, and it's no good. So then we go to, come on, all you guys that like the spring water and the glacier water, pH balance, perfect what you need, and you go, this is good water, right? This is living water. This is the stuff I want to be drinking. And you're like, man, that's good. I'm refreshed. Now, what's this water? Well, I know people that can get cyanide. Don't ask questions. Cyanide is invisible, odorless, and tasteless. And you can't even detect that it's in here. Now, if I take a drink with a lethal dose of cyanide, that might go viral. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Mark 16, drink. Listen, but I'm not going to drink that. You wouldn't let me drink it. Kelly's like, bottoms up. After using me as an example. Listen, can I tell you? Sometimes the things that we go to satisfy, you don't even know they're bad. But when we take water from the wrong well, it could be lethal for us. Can we make a trek like it's 1877, looking for better water? And can we, with a humble heart, say, I want the living water that's going to satisfy? And to do that, I think one of the things would be good for all of us in a humble and an honest moment for us to tell each other, don't drink the water from the wrong well. I love the way Jeremiah says it, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living water, and they have dug in their own wells, broken wells that cannot hold water. The water, the living water, will turn you. Kelly, help me out. These bottles of water, you turn them around, man, they got some stuff that can really harm you. Idolatry, pornography, lust, unforgiveness, workaholism, alcohol, money, greed. I've done it and you've done it. Well, we've gone to the wrong well and we've gone to the wrong water. So here's what I'd like for us to do. Just, it says if you think you don't have sin, you've deceived yourself. And every now and then we need to agree with God that what we already know. And so underneath your chair is a little piece of paper that says the wrong well. And I don't know what you need to put on that piece of paper, but I'm asking the Holy Spirit would reveal to you, what is it for you that you run to when you feel pain and you want to feel pleasure? What is it to you that you run to in the first part of your day, or when you have free time, or when you fail, or what you're looking forward to. And we're going to lower these buckets, and as I pray and as we sing, don't put your name on it. I don't want to know your name. We're going to pray for what is in our church as a faith family. What are the wells that we're drinking out of? What's the poison that's in our wells that's keeping us from being satisfied and content and enjoying the living water? Would you pray with me?